Hey, you clicked on the thumbnail, you did the right thing. My name's Tirjan. Welcome to the Tirjan channel. Today we are going to do a first time listen to the highly anticipated brand new album from Sleep Token that was released on May 9th called Even in Arcadia. Came out on Friday. I am recording this a few days later on Sunday. It's killed my whole weekend not being able to listen to any of these new songs. But I wanted this first time reaction video to be authentic. Nothing irritates me more than watching a reaction video from a content creator and clearly it's not their first time hearing it because they're mouthing the words and they're singing along perfectly, even right out of the gates. You won't get that from me, which is also why today I will not be doing a reaction to 3 of the songs on this album because they were already released a few weeks prior to May 9th, talking about Emergence, Caramel, and Damocles. Now, I will put a link below to my Damocles reaction video. I did do one for Damocles where did the first time listen and also did a deep dive into the lyrics. So if you wanted to check that out, link will be below. Some of the songs today, it's Sleep Token. Man, I'm probably going to love every single one of them, but some of them I might not like, and you guys are going to feel that reaction from me. I don't do fake reactions. Got to be authentic, got to be real about everything. I remember the song Vor on the last Sleep Token album. I didn't like it the first time I heard it, and it wasn't probably until 3 or 4 times listening to it over the next few following weeks that it really kind of started to grow on me. Now it's probably my top 5 favorite songs off the last album. So if you agree with any of my opinions today, or if you have your own take, or if you completely disagree, leave a comment down below in the comments. I read every single comment. I reply and respond to every single comment. If you're going to take the time to put something in there for me, I'm going to respond back to you. That's how it goes. I will be putting chapters below. So if you didn't want to go through and see the reactions for all the songs, if you wanted to fast forward to just one specific song, all the chapters and songs will be marked down below. So with that, let's get into this album. All right, full disclosure, I have heard the first 10 seconds of this song about 6 times already because my setup was not set up correctly and I keep messing it up. I got it set up now. We're ready to go. I want to get past the first 10 seconds. This is the brand new album from Sleep Token, Even in Arcadia. Track number 1, Look to Windward. Let's do it. I will put up the lyrics up on the screen for you guys as well, so you can follow along. I got them in front of me. I have not heard anything past this point.
Just as my form starts to fashion, losing this war of attrition, just as I drift away, will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Eclipse in me, with the shadows longer to me than a light, moving so slow I could die. Say you can let me say, will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me?
There's a lot of repetition in this one line in both the first and second verse. Is he asking the question to someone that's not giving him a response back, or is he asking himself or trying to convince himself? Like the orchestration in the background. Almost sounded like it broke out with a little bit of his scream in there.
Now I know why I woke up here on the shoreline, coughing up blood in the twilight. Everything looks the same. Will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me?
I love when he adds layers to his own vocals with different lines, different verses.
Will you hold this eclipse in me?
Yes. Yes. God damn, too. The drummer, too.
I've got eyelids heavy enough to break diamonds. You pray for sound and I pray for silence. Downright fate, this I can't deny. You'll find me with half a mind to get violent.
I love the blending of like the alternative R&B,
So give me the edge of a blade and a time and a place.
gent.
Don't leave them cold and burst.
Love gent. Metalcore.
Walking with God, so merely stumbling forth until there's fire at the gates, until I fall to the floor. You know I live by the feather and die by the sword.
Live by the feather and die by the sword.
Under the earth, only to burn the reward. Even in this garden of gardens, I am the god of the gaps. I am the demon of Sodom. I am the blood of an angel.
Look at those lyrics, man.
Nobody knows where I came from, even I have forgotten.
A lot of high contrast. Angel, demon,
Drowning in burning
feather, sword.
even in stratospheric depths, this vertigo. I used to know myself.
Folk arrange, and you know it's him on the piano.
Oh, and you used to know me well. Oh, and I always said I could leave myself alone.
There's a lot of contrast in the instrumentation, in the way the vocals are delivered. I feel like this song has a lot of pull back and forth. I feel like there's an ongoing theme in this album. He's being pulled into the darkness and trying to grab at the light. What is he transforming into, or what is he losing? The repetition of the line, "Will you halt this eclipse in me?" It doesn't sound like he's asking a question. It sounds like he's just making a statement. I feel like this is something he's saying to himself, maybe. Man, I love the heavy parts. Ooh. That guttural scream. Oh, you should see my feet right now doing the double kick. And that's it. All right. That song. My take on that song. You know, it probably took me a good minute or so to kind of get into it. The electronic ambiance in the beginning and instrumentation, just kind of pushing the boundaries on kind of the feel by making it more of an electric heavy sound. That's something that, it's new, it's different. You don't want every song, every band to sound the exact same. You just don't. You don't want to get into the routine of, hey, I only like the beginning to have an acoustic guitar in the beginning, or I only wanted to sound, heavy distortion in the beginning, and that's it. You got to kind of explore the boundaries a little bit. The music producer, audio engineer for this album is Carl Brown. Carl Brown did the previous album. He's won awards, multiple awards. He does music for While She Sleeps, Bullet for My Valentine, obviously Sleep Token. Just a brilliant audio engineer and music producer. But I like that on this album, he is kind of pushing the boundaries on it a little bit. He's not trying to make a copy and paste of every other album, because no one wants to hear that. We do want to hear Sleep Token's, overall kind of same vibe and sound. We don't want every single one to change. For example, like, Metallica did a lot of experimentation for a good decade and, almost 2 decades, to be honest with you, ever since the Bach album. They experimented with some things, and some things worked and some things, kind of fell flat a little bit. But that's what it takes to kind of stay ahead and kind of be the forefront of the music and the genres that we like, instead of being another cookie cutter band. So I do appreciate what he did in the beginning of this. Might take me a little bit to get into. I don't know that this is necessarily a song I might be working out to tomorrow morning, but I like the song. So far we're 1-1. Let's get into the next one. All right, we are getting into track number 3 on the new Sleep Token album, Even in Arcadia. Track number 3 is titled Past Self. The title alone kind of evokes the thought of what he used to be and what he is now. I'm going to guess I'm probably right on this. All right, I got the lyrics pulled up. I'll have the lyrics pulled up for you guys as well. Let's get into it.
Are you gonna dance on the line with me? You know it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, but nothing is the same, and some things have to change now. Are you gonna dance on the line with me? You know it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, but nothing is the same, and some things have to change now, Clawed out of my woodwork, bolts out of my blue depths, in and out of my dreamscapes, people acting different. One look at my past self, double taking my cash flow, apologizing for shit that frankly I stopped thinking of years ago. I deliberate on cutting out the demons. I still need a dark side, they just need a reason.
I really like that.
Hours into rushing through the seasons, falling through my mind with the leaves on the tree. So keep me alive, keep me believing that now is the time to take it or leave it. Gave away all my blessings, left off weightless, torn apart by the true believers who turned out to be faithless. You're gonna dance on the line with me. You know it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, and nothing is the same.
I wonder who he's talking to. I almost feel like he's inviting maybe us, maybe the audience to change with him. And why did he have to change to begin with?
Stepping out from my future, uploading my true self. Did I get this far for nothing, or are you the reward? Guarding hands in this hell house, opening new. If this is love, I am out of hesitation. Head over heels at elevation, walking an inch above the pavement, taking it stride by stride together. If this is real,
The lyrics are implying like this is a good change for him.
not like before when I was empty. Say that the story we tell is never ending, taking it side by side together.
And he's no longer doing it alone. It's an interesting part of the story.
No, it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, but nothing is the same. Something's out to change now. Are you gonna dance on the line with me? No, it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, but nothing is the same. Something's out to change. No, no, no.
Again, the repetition of the final line. I just don't want to be lost again. All right, stop that. I can see where the tracks are going on this. There seems to be a reoccurring theme of the concept of changing oneself, right? And maybe what that journey looks like, good, bad, or the other. He talked about not knowing himself, or where's the line? And I don't even know who I used to be. But the song itself, the musical instrumentation, how it's almost whimsical. You know, you have those four notes that are descending, the major notes, and then it goes down register, but it almost, for me, makes me feel like he's expressing and he's acknowledging that he's changing, but he's not complaining about it. It almost sounds like he's putting his best foot forward, and the change is for the good. Again, I got to say it again. Why does he have to change, though? I would love to know. And maybe that's part of the little glitching story that happens at the very end of most of these, or of a lot of these videos. But in a sense, this song almost implies that he's got a partner in crime with this one, or at least trying to draw someone with him on his journey. Find that kind of very interesting. But again, past self. Do I like it? Not like it? I don't hate it. It might be something that I need to get into a little bit more again. The music style is, again, drawing back to the alternative R&B kind of groovy song, a little whimsical with instrumentation. There isn't anything heavy about it, but not every song needs or has to be heavy or should be heavy. He's telling a story, and this is part of that story. So I don't hate it. Let's go on to the next one. All right, we are going headfirst into the brand new album from Sleep Token, Even in Arcadia. We are diving into track number 4, called Dangerous. Let's get into it.
I wish I could have known that look in your eyes would echo in mine and go back out of my mind across the line. When was the last time I felt
Like the clean chorus guitars.
It's like you're dangerous to me. I notice every time we meet. I feel the ground beneath my feet.
This is circling back with his toxic relationship with Sleep. the goddess sleep.
You've got me talking in my sleep.
Maybe.
As if you're conquering my dreams. You have awakened what's beneath.
You have awakened what's beneath again, meaning that it's happened before. It's circling back. I think this is about sleep again.
I thought I could resist you. Something in me just can't help but insist to blur the lines just one last time. So when's the last time you tasted blood? Or what would it take to stem the fire? I am caught in time, like clockwork beneath the permafrost. I'm gonna lose my mind. Back to back,
I like the spacing dynamics of the song. The transition there.
that burning breeze through paradise.
Choral layers on himself, vocal layers.
Like you're dangerous to me. I notice every time we meet. I feel the ground beneath my feet giving way. You got me talking in my sleep. As if you're conquering my dreams. You have awakened what's beneath. Won't you show me how to
Man, I love that transition. It's good.
Won't you show me how to dance forever?
Again, with the repetitions of the last line in the outro. Won't you show me how to dance forever? I'm kind of torn on that one. I do like the instrumentation on it. The lyrics, I can't quite pin down. I know in previous albums, there was this underlying pulling back and forth of his soul, right? And there were tidbits of self-harm, suicide, not being able to cope without being with his true love, his goddess, the goddess of sleep, right? And when he talks about the line, where is it? Will you show me how to dance forever? It just, for me, that kind of echoes what he's previously dealt with of wanting this being, wanting this person, this other half of him that feels like completes him, and not knowing how to go on without that person, without that being. And, is the solution to end himself in a sense of existence so that maybe he can join her. Will you show me how to dance forever? That's kind of where my thoughts go. I could be completely wrong on that. Tell me what you think. I might be completely wrong on that. Tell me what you think. Put a comment below. Tell me what you think of that song. I loved the open chorusy electric guitars. I think it was a little bit different sound from the previous songs, but I think we are on track number 4 Dangers is track number 4, and we are still going down the rabbit hole of self-actualization, self-realization, self-transformation. Very interesting theme, reoccurring theme on the album. All right. Did I like that song? Did I not like that song? The last couple songs, I haven't hated any songs on this album yet. I think it's it's definitely a pivot on both the storytelling and the way they tell that story through the music. I think they're definitely taking a slightly different path in order to convey what that overall story arc is. I don't hate it. It's different, right? So it might take me a little bit longer to get used to. Definitely parts of the song I definitely like. Maybe it will take me a little bit more understanding of the lyrics. Maybe I need to read through it a little bit more, or maybe get some of your guys' opinions on it before I can, be swayed either way. So let's get into the next one. All right, we have made it to track number 6 of the brand new Sleep Token album, Even in Arcadia. This is the title track, Even in Arcadia. Pretty anxious about this one. Is it going to be a heavy song? Is it going to be another whimsical song? Is it going to be a combination of the two, or neither one of the two? Never know with these guys. They like to keep us on our toes. I have the lyrics pulled up. I'll have the lyrics pulled up for you guys. Let me know what you think about this song in the comments below. Would love to hear it. Let's get into it. Another music box type intro. Man, that piano just cuts right through, doesn't it?
Come now, swing wide those gates, 'cause I have paid my penance kindly, waiting time for judgment day.
Is it just me, or does it seem like he's singing with more expression, a little bit more open mouth? Maybe with fuller lungs, exhaling instead of the breath control.
For me, I am the final dawn. I am the flood.
Multiple layers of his own voice. I just really like that about their songs.
Scriptures will be written in my blood.
Almost like hearing multiple sides of the same person.
Into the mind. What good is all this talk of wings when there is nothing left above? Have you been waiting long for me? Have you been waiting long? No matter how we feel, we've got a taste for one another and a few good years to kill.
Interesting.
No matter what is real, it seems that even in Arcadia you walk beside me still. Have you been waiting long for me?
the way he said that last line. You can now hear a lot of pain in his voice, where there wasn't in the beginning of the song. Love the stringed instrument. What is that, a viola? Cello? Viola. Really complements the piano. It's... make sure I stop it on time this time. Any little tidbits at the end? No, doesn't look like it. What that sound is at the end. Oh, wait. Almost missed it. Wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but was definitely a beautiful song. For me, it almost felt like, the way he sang the vocals in the beginning compared to just the layers of pain and suffering that it felt like his vocals had to push through to get to the speakers. It almost feels like I don't know. It feels like a comparison of the balance of of beauty and ugliness, of peace and serenity, and ugliness and torment. It's the recurring theme. I keep saying it over and over again in all these reviews. There's a recurring theme in this album. Even I had a someone comment on my last video that made an interesting observation on these little snippets that they have at the end of some of their videos, where you have the burning flag, and at the very end there's the flashing of the alternative, or the alternate reality, or the beyond the portal, and it shows kind of the hell and the suffering version of that, and there's fighting, and there's definitely the good versus evil there, but a lot of it still takes place in the same scene that we're kind of enjoying the song with, all the way up until that point. And I think that just kind of reiterates and supports the whole push-pull dichotomy that is, the change and the past, the future, what you were and what you're going to be, that, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, do I like the song? Yeah. I mean, it's not my favorite song, but I don't hate the song. I haven't hated any songs yet. We're not through the album yet, but I got a sneaky suspicion I'm not going to hate any of these songs. But like I said before, it's probably going to be a little bit before I get used to them. All right, we got through that one. Let's get to the next one. All right, we are on track number 7 of the brand new album from Sleep Token, even in Arcadia. This one is called Provider. Let's get into it.
I wanna be a provider, granting you a silk like a spider.
Like church organs. Maybe not.
Roll or die, you bet I'm a rider. You're out of shell, you're a secret insider. I wanna be a provider, your guiding hand, your final decider.
This seems to be some insight between the relationship between Vessel and Sleep, I think.
Just let me know that you're mine. I wanna be a provider.
I don't understand who's speaking right now. Is this Vessel speaking to Sleep, or Sleep talking to Vessel? What? What is that all about? Okay, so this is definitely from Vessel, professing his love or his undying devotion to sleep, or full commitment maybe, after all the ups and downs.
Exchanging the yes and silence.
I love even the balance between the clean guitar and the heavy guitar.
Surely we know the difference.
Tu's drumming is just so articulated.
I wanna be a provider. Garnet you with silk like a spider. Roll or die, you bet I'm a rider.
It's church music, or the church organ almost makes me feel like he's praying to sleep, or maybe giving an offering to sleep, professing his undying devotion to sleep. That's actually kind of an interesting line. And again, with the reoccurring final line, kind of echoing, kind of being pulled into almost like a tunnel, or being pulled into himself, or a fleeting memory. I like that one. Make sure I stop this right at the right time. Make sure I don't miss any of the little snippets this time. Of course, there probably won't be any this time. No, there's not. Okay, pause. A couple things I wanted to point out. One, where did my mouse go? Going back up to the line that he said where here it is. Because you've been hitting my phone so hard. That was actually the first line I kind of really realized, okay, it's not sleep, because sleep's not going to have a phone. But because you've been hitting my phone so hard, I found it breathing through a tube in the ICU. You know, we talked earlier about maybe the concept and previous albums, actually, where he spoke of, you know, self-destructive emotions and thoughts of suicide and self-harm. And I almost wonder, maybe not, but I almost wonder if I found it breathing through a tube in the ICU when he's talking about how hard she's been hitting his phone. I wonder if that is the aftermath of, a decision he maybe tried to commit to or an action he took because he couldn't get who he wanted, which is sleep, right? And then speaking of sleep, this one kind of rings out to me a little bit. The very last line, I think it was the very last line of the chorus before it goes into the outro says, even in the daylight, I can give you what you want. He has been visiting and had the ability to contact and intertwine and to be with sleep while sleeping. I mean, that's how he's able to embrace her, right? And really get in touch with her. It's always through his dreams, always through his sleep. So I find this one interesting when he says, even in the daylight, I can give you what you want. Probably take that a couple different ways, but for me, that almost feels like this love or this relationship or whatever this connection that they have is now kind of transcending past only being in their dreams, only in sleep. Like they are able to kind of connect outside of sleep. And if so, maybe that's also part of the more church-going music, right? The resemblance of, hey, I'm devoting all of this to you, devoting my life to you, thick or thin, no matter where I am, whenever I'm asleep or fully awake or working out in the gym, I am devoting to you, and I will be with you. So that's kind of what that says to me. I could be completely wrong. Tell me what you think. What did you think of this song? Did you like it, not like it? Did I miss anything big while I was yapping during that song? Do I like this song? Yeah, I like the song. Is there anything I didn't like about the song? No, not really. I mean, it had good balances of the soft and the heavy, and some good instrumentation. I think it's a good representation of the style of music that Sleep Token is known for. So, bravo, Sleep Token, bravo. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, we are now on track number 9 of Sleep Token's new album, Even in Arcadia. This one is titled Gethsemane. I vaguely remembered something about Gethsemane in the Bible way back in the day when I used to go to Sunday school and had a lot more time into it than I do now. So before I start the song, I just wanted to reference what Gethsemane is for those of you that don't know. Some of you guys could probably tell me about it for 20 hours straight. This is the very high level version of it. If I can pronounce it, Gethsemane was the garden where, hang on, I got my notes here. Gethsemane was the garden where Jesus is said to have prayed and been arrested the night before his crucifixion. Jesus experienced anguish, betrayal, and a moment of deep emotional vulnerability before his crucifixion. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how that's going to tie into this song. I'm guessing with his very erratic relationship with sleep, but maybe not. But I'm kind of hoping it is. Let's get into it. What is that sound in the background? Hitting that higher end of the register for him, isn't it? Yes. More of a progressive rock feel. Good layering right there. Carl Brown, the producer, is just such an amazing artist when it comes to fully utilizing the dynamics of all the instrumentations and the background effects and the beats. His voice sounds slightly different right now.
Parasites in the nightmares, calling my name like this one's for you and your problems, your good day job, your bad karma. What are you afraid of? The same drama, show me what you're made of. Cause you talk about your constant pain like I ain't got none. And I've learned to live beside it. And even though it's over now, I will always be reminded.
Okay. Any flashes at the end? No, we do not. All right. 2 in a row. I like that. I like this one as well. I can see the correlation. Where did my mouse go here? I'm sorry. Let me get back to my lyrics. I can see the correlation on why this was probably a very intelligent choice for Vessel to kind of describe the relationship he's had with sleep so far. So I feel like in this one, so for example, why can't I pronounce it? In Gethsemane, Jesus, he ultimately accepted his fate, right? That's where he was praying, then he was arrested. So the place kind of symbolizes a place of holiness and peace and good, and then in an instant, there's a lot of agony there, right? And Jesus starts out praying, and then winds up accepting his fate there as he's being arrested, and then the next day ultimately crucified. In this song, very similarly, I think Vessel is trying to narrate how he is, he wasn't able to have sleep for so long, and he couldn't accept it, and now this is kind of almost his way of accepting it. And also, with the cigarette, the references with the cigarette ash and the cigarette smoke, for any of you that have partaken in cigarette smoking, I hope none of you do, especially you kids. I have for a while. There's joy in it at first, and then afterwards the stink, and you can't get away from it. You can't get it off your clothes. And people know you've smoked cigarettes. And I think with this, he, in a weird way in this song, my opinion, he's kind of describing how the relationship, it took him to this one place for so long, and then he was able to kind of not necessarily sever ties, but he was able to accept the reality that he was just not going to be with sleep, right? He wanted sleep. Sleep did not want him. And he was able to slowly kind of push away, but there was all these reminders, and there was all these remnants that he just couldn't get off him. The smell of the smoke on the clothes and the ash that was a reminder, and the thing that started out beautiful and then just wound up just not being a good place. Kind of much like Gethsemane. Hey, I didn't butcher it there. Could be way off on this one. That's kind of my take without reading the lyrics over and over and over again. And maybe I missed something in there too, but that's kind of how I feel this one kind of went. Did I like the song? Yes, I did like the song. I think there was a lot of cool dynamics in the song that kind of pulls you in different directions, and it really did a good job in helping to tell the story. So, another good one. I liked it. Let's get to the next one. All right, everyone, we made it. We made it to the final song of the brand new album from Sleep Token, even in Arcadia, track number 10, called Infinite Baths. Now, I did want to take a just quick moment, if I could. I kind of know what the reference of Infinite Baths is. I think I know what this means. And this kind of goes back to last summer when I wanted to kind of lean in a little bit more and figure out how quantum computers work, just because I went down the rabbit hole watching YouTube, talking about AI and where AI is going to be in a year, 5 years, or 10 years from now. That led to quantum computing. And if you've never seen a quantum computer, it looks like a chandelier hanging from the ceiling, right? It doesn't look like a computer. I wanted to know what the hell, how does that work? And in that deep dive, they talked about, in the quantum universe, quantum theory, about infinite baths. And infinite baths is more of like, it describes a medium, right, that kind of can absorb energy and information and absorb behaviors from different things, but not really change itself. Easiest way to explain it would be, for any of you that have gone camping or been around a bonfire, if you take one of the logs from the bonfire, and it's flaming hot on the end and the big old fire. You walk it over to the lake and you throw it into the lake. That lake is going to absorb the heat. It's going to absorb the fire. It's going to absorb everything that's coming from that log. You're not doing anything to that lake. You're not raising the temperature of the lake, not even 1 degree. That's kind of a simpler way of explaining infinite baths. It's a medium that good, bad, hate, love, whatever, it's just going to absorb it. And I think that's where he's going with this. Unless they're talking about, him not having the cleanest skin, and maybe he needs to take a lot of showers. I mean, we see the black stuff on his skin that he's painted on. Maybe that is what it is. Maybe I just wasted 2 minutes of your time here. All right, we're going to get into the song. It's the final song. I am excited for this. Infinite Baths. Let's get into it.
When you plucked me from the grotto, sounding like a supermodel. When I would wake in staccato, no lightning in a bottle, just one eye on the target and 2 bricks on the throttle. I know now that even if I am frozen, timeless as a ghost in my nightmares of the ocean, the precipice I'm approaching, well, you will empty the darkness, you will keep me in motion. I know now infinite paths.
Love it. There's that juxtaposition between the method in my madness, the glory in my wrath. Going back, has he made full acceptance of where he is now? Where this relationship is? I wonder if he's speaking about him as a singer vessel in Sleep Token, much like he did in Damocles. Another reference to his emotional and mental exhaustion, like he did in Damocles. Oh yeah. makes me think like no matter what he throws into the relationship, hate and agony and heartbreak, love, passion, envy, jealousy, she's not going to change. He's the one that needs to change. This whole album seems like it's very themed around change, getting from point A to point B. But now, referencing the infinite baths, maybe there is no point A and point B. Maybe there's a point A surrounded by every other letter of the alphabet. It's not linear, it's not a straight line. There's multiple possibilities. There is that guttural scream. That is someone's soul screaming. That's what it sounds like when someone's soul is screaming from its innermost depths. Oh. It is a very emotional ending to the song, to the album. For me, man, the heavy stuff always hits me pretty hard, just as much as the beautiful stuff does, because I imagine angels scream in piano and acoustic-y transcriptions. I always imagine the evil and the demons always doing that guttural scream. It's just they're expressing things, maybe even the same concept, but in two different ways. Oh, let me hit the stop button. I guess I don't need to. Wow, that was fantastic. What a great way to end the album. I did realize as I was rambling here, it repeats a couple lines in the final, what is this, the breakdown at the end. Will you halt this eclipse in me? Will you halt this eclipse in me? Those are lines that are repeated from the very first song that we reviewed tonight, Look to the Windward. I believe that was the song. So he's ending the first song and the last song kind of the same way. I think that's the song, right? I'm pretty sure. because I remember mentioning it. And that actually kind of, um, that's very similar to in Euclid, the very last album that they did, the very last song on the last album, the night, no, the very last song of Take Me Back to Eden is called Euclid. There, I got it. I finally got us there. Very last song of the album is called Euclid. And the very last couple notes, the very last 30 seconds, is a kind of a replay and a reprisal of the lyrics from The Night Does Not Belong to God, which is from their first album, the very first song on their first album, Sundowning. So they had 3 albums. They had Sundowning, This Place Will Not Become Your Tomb, and then Take Me Back to Eden. The very first song of their first album ended and had a reprisal theme, lyrics, and they used that in the very last song of the trilogy, very last song of the very last album. So this kind of reminds me of that. Boy, it took me a long time to get there, didn't it? All right. So the Infinite Bats, I think what I had mentioned before, I think I was kind of spot on that, or very similar. This whole album is about him describing his whole emotional, mental, physical, spiritual journey, not only as a member of Sleep Token, as Vessel, as a creative force, and paving the way in this new industry and having to keep up with, everybody's high standards and always trying to outdo himself, and the fatigue that comes with that ever perpetuating, got to run as fast as you can and write the best music as fast as the best you can, and every song has to top each other, and also is almost never ending yearning for the deity Sleep. And the Infinite Baths, I think, is his kind of way of accepting his madness in the piece, right? There is no peace without madness. And I think that's the duality, more than duality, but I think his realization of what sleep truly is and what it's going to take to be with sleep, he is under the realization. He accepts the fact that this is how it's going to be moving forward. She's not changing. He has to change. So that is it. That is the last song. Did I like the song? Yes, I liked this song. I liked the heaviness. I liked the way it ended. I love the beautiful parts of this album. It's different than the last album. It certainly is. But the last album was also much different than the other 2 albums, right? Every album is a little bit different than each other. I do like that. If I want something more along the lines of heavy, punch me in the throat with the guitars and the screaming and much more guttural, I'll go back to the previous album. That there was more songs on that kind of fit that bill. On this one is, depending on the place and the environment and where I'm listening to, I'd probably much rather listen to this album than the previous album, depending on what I'm doing. And that's kind of what it's all about. That's what I love about it. Comment below if you agree with anything that I've said, or if you disagree with everything that I said and you want to just give me a middle finger emoji or a thumbs down, whatever you want to do. No, don't give me the thumbs down. Do a like. Hit the subscribe button. Man, that'd be amazing. I'm trying to grow this channel out, guys. I love this community. I love the music community. I really wish I had done this earlier. I really do. Just the comments that I've read on the last video really kind of validated for me that I'm kind of steering this ship on the right course. I want you to be part of this journey with me. I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments. Suggest some songs at the very suggest some songs down in the comments for me. If I haven't heard them before, I would love to do a reaction video or a deep dive into the lyrics. And I'll make a full-blown video on it. Let's share that experience, man. I'd love finding new music, and I think I'm going to be finding a lot of new music that I really love through you guys, and hopefully I can provide that to you as well. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you for sharing this experience with me. It was a real pleasure. Until next time.